Happy Valentine's Day early. Today's streaming demons. We've got none other than Looney Tunes, The Day the Earth Blew Up, coming to UK cinema 13th of February, so you gotta get there now. I'm with myself, Joe, hello, and my co-host, Amelie, say hello.
Hey, hello.
She's waving hi. Today is something that we're going a bit above and beyond what we normally do, and I love it. I saw this pop up in my box. I'm like, we might not get this, but I'm gonna go for the screener. And God, I'm so glad we got this one. Looney Tunes. I grew up with it. I mean, that's just the American experience, right? You have Looney Tunes and you have Disney, but usually Looney Tunes is better. Just I'm saying, like movie pound per pound, like Looney Tunes was it. Did you grow up with that in France, like Bugs Bunny?
Yes,
Yeah.
actually, yes. In France, we had Channel 4, Sa Cartoon, that was the name of the show, and it was very, very popular. So every Sunday night at 8 p.m. after dinner, we all French people, French kids and adults, watch Sa Cartoon with Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck.
Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck, and this one right now. When you hear Looney Tunes, The Day the Earth Blew Up, I didn't know who was in it. I could, again, Joe doesn't read the press releases. He probably should. But I liked being surprised. So I'm like, oh, it just says right here, it's up to Porky Pig and Daffy Duck to save the world. We're doomed. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what to expect. All I saw was Looney Tunes, and it's all I knew. Like, you know what? I have not watched a cartoon movie in such a long time. And I just wanted to share that experience with you. So I think you would have enjoyed it. Now, this is a PG-13 movie, so there's no swearing, there's no sex, there's no, none of that stuff. It's family friendly, and I'm gonna read it from the IMDb. Okay, here we go. The IMDb, as we get like little people peeking in. Porky and Daffy, the classic animated odd couple, turn into unlucky heroes when their antics at the local bubblegum factory uncover a secret alien mind control plot. I swear it reads like ad libs, but it's not. Against all odds, the two are determined to save their town and the world. If that is, they don't drive each other crazy in the process. And it is again PG, not PG-13. So you can actually take this and run with it. When we were watching this, what did you think of the animation? Because it's a bit different than classic
I love
Looney.
it. I
Yeah,
love it. So I'm a big fan of Bugs Bunny and Looney Tunes cartoon. I actually watched it as an adult and a young adult. They're different new series. As you know, there is a series nowadays with Daffy Duck, his girlfriend, Bugs Bunny and his girlfriend, which is very American, very modernized. What us French people we really like about Sa Cartoon, the show we watched when we were children,
yeah.
it's the cartoon when presented as historic fact. Like, for example, you would watch Tom and Jerry and say, so you're going to see Adolf Hitler represented by Jerry because this cartoon was shown during the cinema, so the first cinema Grec, and you would see Tom and Jerry, and it's during the Second World War, etc. Or, for example, they would make a joke about a president from the 60s,
Right.
and because we're French and we don't know, they had to explain to us the meaning of each cartoon. So you're going to see an allegory of the presidential during the 70s, or for example, this one is a reference of the Watergate, or you're going to see this with this cartoon with Bugs Bunny being in Guantanamo.
Guantanamo.
Um,
One hell of a left turn in Albuquerque. Good to
yeah,
Gitmo.
and it's really funny because it's, for example, oh, it's an homage to Dutch and Such movie was top one in America. Or, for example, you're going to see a show and it's a wink wink to a TV host from the 50s. Sometimes there were special episodes with different caricature of actors and actresses. So some of them we knew them, or you really need to be a cinephile to know.
Yeah.
Like, for example, there is one episode of the cartoon, it was Greta Garbo, and you really need to know who is Greta Garbo to understand. So it was like a sort of history and funny cartoon to watch. And me, as a French, when I grew up in the 90s, we had the Baby Toons. So it was
Oh,
like the new
right,
series for the 90s. Then in the
right.
2000, you had a different series for the kids. And in 2010, you had more adult series with, the girlfriend rabbit, with the girlfriend duck. And that's really cool because it's really well modernized. Like people dress very modern. And what I really like is when you watch these cartoons, who were present in the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, etc. When you watch how people dress in the cartoon or what they do, it's a sort of bubble of history. And I really like how the new cartoonist, the new artist,
Right.
just plays people now in shorts and baggy and listening to different kind of music. Like during the movie, I was singing the song uh, they were playing. Like I really like it. It's very modern, but at the same time, very Looney Tunes.
Yeah, I think that you hit it on the head, and they hit it on the head as well. Where some of the Looney Tune franchise goes one way or the other, they always kept it fresh. They always kept it exciting. They always kept it contemporary. And I went to gosh, I think it was like last year or now 2 years ago. I forget I'm taping this now, where it was like the Looney Tunes for Americans are the exposure you get to classical music as a kid. And it continues on in this one a little bit, but is also contemporary music. So it continues on in a very nice way. And one other thing you kind of recognize early on is like they kind of tell the origin story of Porky Pig and Daffy Duck in a very cute way, in a very disturbing way at some point, but a very cute way. And they are aware enough, without spoilers, there's parts that you were like, but Daffy Duck can't do that. And then you go through the entire movie, and Daffy kind of explains exactly what your point was.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
it's hard to do without spoiling it, but there's me once you see it, like you're gonna see it. You
yeah,
know?
yeah, definitely. I was like, it was really funny because I was like, oh my god, he can't do that. And you were like, oh come on, it's animal who speak. Do you think a duck speak? Do you think a pig
Yeah,
wear
that
clothes?
was me
That's
saying,
the
yeah,
thing, you know. And I'm like,
that
yeah,
was me
it
explaining to
doesn't
you.
make any sense, you know. Like
Yeah,
you were talking about classical music. Yes, yes. Even for us
yeah,
French people, it's really really good. Like there were music with, for example, Tom and Jerry or Bugs Bunny. One set was really well known when he has an orchestra and it's
right.
just a cartoon, no dialogue, just Bugs Bunny who move in different sense with his ears, body, etc. And all the orchestra. And they make it with a real orchestra in America, which is fantastic. And nowadays there is a lot of orchestra who plays the same music, and the person who shows a cadence, who move like Bugs Bunny just for the fun of it. It's really good. Or the
Yeah,
famous da 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 with the music and the piano.
it goes well, and they continue that with this movie, The Day the Earth Blew Up, and it's okay. We'll talk about the movie a little bit more, but we had this on the screener, and all I know is that it's 90 minutes. It goes by really quick, and I would want to watch this in the theater. I really would. It's one of those things. Maybe even IMAX. Maybe like all the surround sounds, like something like that. So maybe I will be in the UK and Irish cinemas from February 13th. Maybe I will be there just to see it in a cinema. I think that's great. You would see it in a cinema, right?
Definitely,
Yeah.
yes. And I would like to say, I was very happy. Like, as a big fan of cartoons,
Yeah.
especially the Looney Tunes, I'm super happy because the sense of humor is the same from the 40s, 90s, and 30s, right? At the same time, the music, I loved the music. There is one song I was like singing around,
Yeah. No, that's
and
cute.
that, yes, it's modern. You can see it's from now, right? But it's still the same style. You know, they use crayon to make it.
Well, oh, that's a translation to French pencil. For people that are like crayon, like no, it's not. It's Amelie translating into, yeah. I will say this. The IMDb tags are alien invasion. Yes. Buddy comedy. Yeah, it's a buddy comedy. It really is a buddy comedy. It's a farce. It is a farce. It's hand drawn animation. Oddly enough, yes. When I say oddly enough, most people don't do that anymore. They just don't. It's quirky, it's slapstick, and it's an adventure. It's all these things you can take your entire family to, and everyone's going to enjoy it. I laughed more than a few times. A little bit. I was like, I saw you starting out, you're like smiles when you're watching it. So it's one of those things you can take the entire family to and not cringe and not go like, oh my gosh, there's nothing to explain it later on. There's nothing that, cover the kids' eyes. There's none of that. And if you grew up, if you're Gen X, you will know these names for the voice cast, like Eric Bauza's Daffy Duck, Candi Milo. Spoiler alert, Petunia Pig's in this one with Candi Milo. And Peter McNichol for the alien. And then I didn't see it at beginning, but I heard the voice, and I knew Carlos Alazraqui. I'm gonna say your name 12,000 times, Carlos, until you appear. Alazraqui. Okay. As new anchor, I'm like, oh my god, is like that Carlos doing his voice? And like Lorraine Newman as Miss Gretch. Wayne Knight's in there, like Rachel Butter, all these people are in there. Fred Tata Scorty. I loved it. I love that you just know these voices. Like if you don't know Carlos's voice, I did an interview with Carlos, God, 4 or 5 years ago with Jill Michelle Millian, which I'm just kill everyone's name today. That's my lot in life. For Witness Infection. And I will say, of all the people I've ever interviewed, including Stan Lee, including Joe, everyone else, they were charmers. They were just fantastic charmers. I was like, because it was such a fun interview. And Witness Infection is such a great movie. If you didn't check it out, it's a horror comedy. Check that one out. And to have this come about again, like 5 years later, to see everyone still, working and doing this stuff, it was a nice little surprise for me when I was, watching The Day the Earth Blew Up, a Looney Tunes movie, new franchise, So I got to see it from that angle of it. Now, were there any major surprises in this movie for you?
Yes, the sense of humor. The joke.
We can talk about. Okay, good. We can talk about that. What was the non-spoiler version? What the sense of humor? What about that?
It's very adult. It's not like Disney where it's sugarcoating. It's just for children. You watch it and there is no between the line jokes. Yeah. But there is 2 scenes I was like, whoa, it's for children? I can show that to my children. And there is one scene I cannot describe because it would be a spoiler.
Right.
I will just say it. Oh my God. It's French kissing.
Oh yeah. No, I know exactly what scene you're talking about. Yeah. Okay. For those who are wondering, it's yes, but they do it in a comedic way.
Yes.
Right. So the adult will know, and the kid just thinks a kid would just think it's just playing around. But adult.
Yeah. And there is one scene at the beginning of the movie where I'm like, yeah, this is tech savvy. I'm very happy. I laugh because it was so funny. It was like really limit. I'm like, oh, in some country it would be censored. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I'm like, this is a cartoon I like to watch. Because when you watch, for example, Bugs Bunny and he killed people or stuff like that, there's really jokes. Nowadays, when I rewatch this cartoon, now I speak English, I'm like, oh, what did he just say? Like he wouldn't be passing. They would be cancelled. And by the way, they do joke about being cancelled also. And I love it.
Yeah, and they even did some exposition jokes like later on. Again, I'll mention this one joke. It was not going to spoil anything. Where instead of giving exposition, Daffy's like, "Here's the script. Catch up," and he shoves the script at the person. I'm like, oh, that's such a good way of doing it.
Yeah,
it's like I don't see movies just like blah blah blah.
Yeah, and that's really cool because when you watch the cartoon, sorry for you Americans, when you watch Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Tex Avery, this kind of thing. It's completely crazy. And what they do is, oh, we know we're just cartoon and this is an imaginary world and this is just a movie. So here's the script. Or, hey, don't ask me. Ask the writer. You know what I mean? Or sometimes
Yeah,
you have Bugs Bunny who came out of this picture and like, hey,
he's getting a raise
why?
with
Why are
Daffy
you dressing me
Rachel.
like that? Please just dress me better, And you see the big eraser and the big pencil. And he's like, no, better. Do you want me to erase you? No, 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 no. Don't erase me. You see what I mean? So it's really funny. Like it's completely crazy, but it respect what they used to do before the 50s. You see what I
Yeah.
mean? But modern with internet, with what's going on around the world. And when you watch it as an adult, it can be just 2 seconds of cartoon and you're like, yeah, I get it. I get ya. Like, for example, there's a scene where Daffy is running down the street. He's like, oh my God, this is crazy. This is crazy. This is so crazy. And he turned and he looked people around. And there is one picture where I'm like, aha, nothing is said, but you can guess just by
Yeah,
one picture. And I'm like, this is really smart.
they really do
It's
well.
really good writing. Yeah.
It's brilliant writing, and the writers are Derek Bachman, Peter Braungart, and Kevin Costello, and also directed by Peter Braungart. Peter. I'm so sorry, guys. Today is the day I'm just gonna murder everyone's names. I can't even say my own name half the time. Peter Braungart. Holy crow! They're even not even hard names. They're just me today. So the writing is solid. The production value is great. I was looking at this, and I know sometimes the cartoons will go for like the anime style, and I fucking hate the anime style. By the way, we used to have a no longer one of the first logos was like, I'm like, fuck, I can't stand this logo. Just can't fucking stand it. It's not my style. It's like nails on a chalkboard. So when they went actual, I would say updated of the classic style. Is that fair? You can tell who they are by looking at them. They're not like you're not viewing askew, but they're an update, like a cleaner copy of the original style. I think it's a fair assessment. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. For example, if you watch Scooby Doo, there is a Scooby Doo from the 60s, the
Right.
70s, the 80s, the 90s, the 2000. Watch the series from the 2000 Scooby Doo. It's really well done. They work with historians. They top of the
Yeah.
top. And my favorite episode is the
Mm.
one with Louisiana. End of parenthese. But the last Scooby Doo, I
Which I
don't
didn't watch.
recognize them physically. It's terrible. Like, no, 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 I don't like it. Disney with Mickey Mouse, they did an amazing job through the years to modernize Mickey Mouse,
Right.
to make it more 90s, 70s, 2000, etc. The last version of Mickey Mouse is hilarious, very modern, very surprising for a Disney. And it's a little wink of the original Mickey Mouse, the one who was made in black and white.
Right.
So, yeah.
So this kind of continues like the day the Earth blew up, a Looney Tunes movie. Uh, it kind of continues that the update for the Looney Tunes version, and I was thrilled to see it. I was thrilled to see it. And if you are in the UK or Irish theaters, and you too can go see it in the theater, which I think I'm not gonna be the person you must see this in the theater. But if you've got kids, or this is a good date night movie. If you want like a date night movie that's not going to be offensive and you're going to still go laugh, it comes to UK cinemas from the 13th of February. Go see it. Great Valentine's Day movie. If people don't laugh, you're with the wrong person. It's time to end the relationship early. If your kids don't laugh, leave them there. Get new kids. I hear making
Oh,
them's
be
fun.
careful. There is a scene who can really scare them. There is a scene where they're in the laboratory and you see the big monster. And it's really dark, but the way it's drawn, the way they move the camera from scene to scene, etc., I was thinking to myself, okay, that scene would scare my children for sure.
Really? I
But I
grew up with
really
Faces
like
of
it.
Death.
Yeah.
I grew up
But
with horror movies, man.
really well done. Like I'm telling you, really well done. If it was a movie with flesh and bone, I would say really well done. Like you really have the suspense and you know what I mean? And it's
Yeah,
just
they do the
cartoon.
camera work
It's really
well.
well done.
Yeah, they
Yes.
They do the camera work really well, and the voice acting is phenomenal. I already named the character. I named them all, more or less. The writing is smart. I am really jealous. I might really have to go out to the UK for this, because this brings me back to being a kid, and yet I was able to enjoy it with my adult brain. My adult brain, who can't say any of the names, but my adult brain. And the voices sound like Daffy Duck. It sounds like Porky Pig. Sounds like Petunia Pig. There is one thing I will say. It's not even... Okay. I will try not to spoil this. I'm trying to phrase it correctly. In the beginning, there's a man named Farmer Jim. He looks just like Mac McAnally from Jimmy Buffett's band, the Coral Reefers. And if you blink, you will miss something that's absolutely crucial to all this, but it's lovely. Even the way they did Farmer Jim is not in the same style as they did Daffy and Porky. And I think it's because of that is even a callback to the earlier work of Warner Brothers, who does... I'm not sure if Warner Brothers still does Looney Tunes, but they used to be the producer of Looney Tunes back in the day. And it goes back into the older ones that you watch as a 4-year-old, 5-year-old, like, oh my gosh, that's right. Because sometimes you have that fluid animation, sometimes the character background, the adults with the character backgrounds. And it's really great to see it. It's heartwarming. There's nice lessons to be learned here. 90 minutes flies by. It does not drag at all. The humor, I think, it's a PG movie, so the humor is appropriate for kids, according to the people who did it, right? Would you take your kids to see this in the theater?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
And that's something you can enjoy as an adult, because there is so many cartoons you can watch for your kids but get bored of it. But
Yeah.
this one, you're going to laugh. They don't swear, but you would say, oh, they're about to swear, but they don't swear. And you're like, that's really smart what they said. Or, for example, you have Double Joke, where it was for example, at the beginning of the cartoon, watching it and be like, this is me. This is my brother. This is my friend Caroline. You see some of situation and stuff, and I'm like, yeah.
You see yourself in the movie. I think that's the biggest compliment you can give a cartoon. You can see yourself in the movie. Or aspects of yourself in the movie. And that's the human experience for this. So again, I would definitely see it with... I don't got kids. But I would see it by myself. I would go by myself in the theaters on the 13th of February in the UK and Ireland. And I'm just going to chill. That's what I'll do. I'll just chill there. So we both give it 2 great thumbs up. I don't know where thumbs are right now. And they do leave it open for a sequel.
Oh.
And they're very cheeky about it too. They're very cheeky about it too. Because you know what? I'll give you one spoiler. It's a cartoon. That's all I'm saying. It's a cartoon. It's a cartoon. And it's a smart one. A very smart one. Oh my gosh, that's it for us. So, if you have nothing to do with Valentine's Day, you're a loser. But you can be a loser with other people in the theaters if you're in the UK. If you're not in the UK or Ireland and you don't have anything to do with Valentine's Day, find something to do. But if you are in the UK and Ireland, February 13th, check out Looney Tunes, The Day the Earth Blew Up. And if you're wrong, may an old man burn your beard in the cooking pot. That's it for Streaming Demons. Welcome to 2026. Look at all us. We're definitely not recording this in December. I had to zip up my shirt. I'm wearing a Christmas shirt. We will see you next time with spooky stuff, or not, or dramas, or documentary. We don't know. Oh my gosh. By behalf of myself, Joe, and Amelie, we bid you good day. Bye, y'all.
I hear a cat.